Hey guys, welcome to David vs. Film. I am David, yo soy David, and tonight I'm watching Graham Norton, Try Not to Laugh. A big hey, hi, and hello to all of you, but to returning viewers, and especially returning subscribers, what's up? I cannot tell you what a gift Ms. Miriam Margolyes was to my life last week before, whenever it was. Whenever I got that recommended video and it was a compilation of different clips from Graham Norton, I watched that with you guys. We saw it together. It was hilarious. That one was a little iffy on the audio, so I apologize for that, first of all. I found some compilation videos that I think will be better that are just like that, but the audio and video seems to be a little more top-notch. Yeah, this is going to be a nice mix of other celebrities. I was going through trying to find some clips that I could watch of Graham Norton because you guys said definitely watch more Graham Norton. But then also you guys were giving me a heads up about which actors are fantastic to watch. Mr. Davies came to mind. And so I definitely want to get into all kinds of different things. The other guy, Jimmy Carr, I think was his name. He was really funny as well. And you guys told me that he had a show. So really looking forward to getting into more British humor because I love it so much. But I thought that tonight would be a great time to watch Graham Norton Try Not to Laugh. Thank you again. If you are back because of the first two videos, I certainly appreciate that. I'll put links up to those throughout so you can go watch those if you haven't with Ms. Margolyes. But for tonight, let's get started with Graham Norton Try Not to Laugh, Part 1.
And don't answer this question if you don't want to, Patrick. Okay. But I have, I don't know why you brought this up, but I did hear you discuss that you had an extraordinary disagreement with your wife about yourself. Do you know what I'm talking about?
By myself, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh.
Listen, do you know this story?
I do not know
Listen
this
with
story.
interest.
Oh, by the way, I'll tell you guys. So, just sorry, real quick. Several of you also pointed out talking over the clips and said, hey, why don't you pause the clip to say whatever you got to say, then just get back to it. So that's what I'm going to try to do. You guys let me know if that works better. I'm still trying to feel my way along with this. I'm not used to doing these types of reactions, so just let me know whatever works for you guys.
One night, as you do, we were talking about stuff, and I just happened to mention, and of course, being circumcised, I said...
Wherever you thought that was going.
They're married. They're married. They're allowed.
And she said, you're not circumcised. I said, what do you mean? You've only known me all my life. I remember my mother telling me. Why? Because it was fashionable at the time. She said, you're not circumcised. I said, that's ridiculous. I should know if I'm circumcised. Of course I am. End of
One would think.
But the next day, I happened to be seeing my doctor. Are you okay?
Hugh Jackman.
I was seeing my doctor for my annual physical.
Of course.
So, while he was down there, I said, excuse me, Doc. Oh, by the way, Irv, my wife and I had a little disagreement. I am circumcised, aren't I? Because she says I'm not. And he goes, not. I said, no, it's not possible. So he looked down again and he said, hey, I'm Jewish. I know the difference.
But I will say this. I kind of have Picard's back on this one because we all know the car looks a little bit different when it's revved up than when it's parked in the garage. You know what I'm saying?
That is a bizarre story.
Too much.
Embarrassed.
I have grandchildren.
You're going to have to change your Facebook status now.
No more beef stew.
Well, there's more beef stew.
Oh, see, it must be so much fun to go on this show.
Were you born in Hawaii?
That is like one thing that I just cannot get over is how excited and happy everyone looks to be here. You know, it's hit or miss in some of the American shows I've seen, but everybody looks always thrilled to be with Graham.
I wasn't born in Hawaii. I was born in San Francisco, but
highest paid actor, I think, by the way.
growing up there. So yeah, so it was amazing. I don't know. I don't think. No.
You told me.
I didn't. No, I told you.
Swore you said.
I've known you for years. I've always said I was.
But when we were there, you gave me a big speech like, "This is my land." I started.
I'll share that with them.
Now all of a sudden, San Fran. That was San Fran. Then I transferred. When we were there, he gave me a very spiritual speech about how it all started. How your mother held you over this cliff.
Lion King.
This is the cliff where I was born, and my mother gave me.
Rebel Wilson, I love her.
Try to be respectful. Hawaii was beautiful. Beautiful, mountainside and lushness, and we shot in this beautiful place called Kualoa Ranch, where Jurassic Park, the original Jurassic Park, was shot.
Now, we'll just say real quick, we've been there. I had no desire to go to Hawaii because I thought it was a lot of money to spend to still just be in the United States, even if it is beautiful. And then I changed my tune after watching Lost and realizing all that was shot there. But when we went to this ranch that he's talking about right here, where they filmed Jurassic Park, and then they told us they had filmed Jumanji there as well. It's pretty cool,
And the ones after that as well, and it was just amazing.
But you didn't like it, Kevin.
He hated it. No, this is the problem.
I didn't like it at all. I mean, outside of the spiritual grounds that you took me to, and I swore you even sang the song. You were like,
Just share that with them.
I specific. We'll talk about it later.
Well, how the song goes?
The song. You were like, Kuna Matana.
Back to Lion King.
Yeah, that sounds like an original.
So did you bring your medals with you? No. Oh, you did? Yeah. Oh, I thought you might be wearing them. Oh, no, they're just casually in the back pocket.
Oh, there must be some Olympic medalists not recognized.
Look, these are proper Olympic medals. Wow. Marion, have you seen an Olympic medal?
I actually did. Yeah.
The French lads beat us.
Oh, was it
The French that beat him. Oh,
the French got gold. And Marion, watching that clip, could you understand the accents?
Nothing, not a word. I understood since.
Since.
Just that word. I was like,
The movie set with Michael with his thick Kerry accent.
What did he say? Kerry accent.
So listen, because the people loved the interviews you did during the Olympics, but you guys knew you were being funny while you were doing the interviews.
Yeah, so clearly these are Olympic winners. I don't recognize these guys. I mean, I'm guessing Irish from what he said, but yeah, I don't know who these guys are.
I don't know.
I think it was funny because they were being themselves.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, we weren't trying to be serious,
but
it just,
You did
just kind of happened that way,
You did seem very happy to be in Rio.
I was quite serious about the whole situation, though. Everything we told us the truth,
Yeah.
I have to understand, people ask us these questions all the time after races. It just so happened they put a camera in front of us in Rio.
And also, you won a silver medal, so suddenly everyone was into it.
Okay, silver medalist.
But the great thing is, Ireland has never won any medal in rowing before, have they?
Well,
Okay, rowing, I'm putting it all together.
A few world championship titles, all right, but it's the first Olympic medal, yeah.
Woohoo! Very good.
Here they are.
And the interview where you talked about your approach to the race, the phrases you used in that. So explain to the people what you said in that. Do you know the one?
What did we say?
About going A to B fast as you can.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, tis a fairly simple sport,
Just go from A to B, got it. Okay, yeah. True.
Quite complicated here,
People do complicated, and your men says go at the start and there's a hooter at the finish, and if you can get from go to the hooter, then...
Go bullshit,
And this is based on your life. I mean, this is things...
Yeah. Oh, there he is. So definitely, far and away, you guys were emphatic that this is who I need to watch more of, was Mr. Davies. I need to look him up and other performances he was in. So yeah, I got that for sure, and he's definitely somebody I want to check out, as well as more Miriam, by the way.
Loosely, Graham.
No, but things like, isn't the washing machine, that happened to you?
What?
The washing, you were very hungover.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh, Ryan Gosling.
All their stories are really cool, though, Graham. When I was teaching, which is what this show is based on, I went home one weekend and I was in...
Yeah, sorry, because you guys told me he was a teacher in real life and then parlayed that into a career with acting, and I think films in his old school. You guys were telling me that kind of stuff, which I love, by the way. Thank you guys so much for the comments, because the comments they end up being my favorite thing ever about doing YouTube, because being able to chat back and forth about stuff and learn things, love it.
In my 30s, I was probably 33 years of age. I went home to see my mother, and then I went back, and while I was at home, my mother did my washing for me because I was only 33. And then I went back, and on the
we all know that guy, right?
Sunday night, I got really drunk, and then I went for a curry, and then the next day I went into school. I went into school, and it was a school in Slough, and it was quite a rough school, but they had a really brilliant hearing impaired department, so there were hearing impaired kids who, struggled. They were really looked after in the school. Anyway, I was really hungover. I went there, and about break time, I felt really uncomfortable. I thought something's not right, you know? So I went to the toilet.
That's what they call it.
And I pulled my trousers down, and some of my mother's knickers had got mixed up in the wash she'd done, and I was wearing my mother's underwear. And I went, oh, God, no. Oh, I remember going, oh, you loser, this is such a low point, you fucking loser. And then
theater voice.
The curry and the booze kicked in from the night before.
So this is one thing I love. Just sorry, real quick with Ryan Gosling. I love when other actors get tickled, and I swear the alcohol. That is the smartest thing that Graham Norton does on this show, is put out the booze for everyone to partake. Who wants to partake?
I did like a fecal Jackson Pollock.
Oh, the script.
And
paints a picture.
I started going, oh, God, not this as well. Oh, Jesus. So I cleaned myself up, and I pulled my mother's pants back up. And I went back into the classroom, and I saw one of the hearing impaired kids just looking at me like this. And that's when I remembered that I had a microphone directly.
Oh, God.
Here we go.
Oh, my God.
A lot of young
The poor kid.
They revere you, so they look to you. But the other thing you inspire.
I will say briefly, that was funny. You guys told me he's good. I need to see more of him, and I plan to. I noticed when I was going through to pick these that there were several of these Try Not to Laugh. Looks like a series or series of videos, so we'll definitely be watching more of these.
Is
Robert De Niro
doing impressions? Now, when people do impressions of you, is it like sort of nails on a chalkboard, or do you kind of enjoy it?
No, I kind of enjoy it, especially if they do it well. It's great. I love it.
I only ask.
Oh, God.
No, because any Hiddlestoners watching will know, Tom Hiddleston does impressions. You do impressions of lots of people. So who is in your canon?
Oh, Loki.
It's a expression of admiration, to be clear.
It's an homage.
So I do impressions of people that I admire, and I sort of listen to them. The first time I did an impression that anyone was aware of, I was just telling a story about Midnight in Paris, the Woody Allen film I was in, and how I'd never read the whole script, and I thought it was set in the 20s. And I turned up and I bumped into Owen Wilson, who didn't look like he was in the 20s at all. And I said to him, so wait, hang on, who are you playing? Because I'm playing F. Scott Fitzgerald, and I know Corey Stoll's playing Ernest Hemingway, and we're all playing figures of history. And he went, oh, no. I'm from now. I go back in time.
That's pretty good.
And, it's kind of cool, and it's kind of woody, and it's kind of awesome.
That's pretty good on Wilson. And sorry, just real quick, I wanted to say, let me go back just a second. They move off so fast. So right here, I want to point out. Right here, again, sorry. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. Look at this. I know this is probably some project I'm not aware of, okay? But you've got De Niro, you've got Anne Hathaway, you've got Kenneth Branagh, and you've got Tom Hiddleston all together right there at once. And I mean, again, I know a lot of times they're doing projects, so it's not that unusual. But I just mean that you don't get this in a lot of the shows I've seen previously, obviously like US shows, talk shows. Like I said in the last video, it's usually like the big person, the middle person, and the person they're trying to showcase so that they can maybe get some attention. You don't see these heavy hitters all together. I mean, maybe every now and then, like an Oprah show back in the day, she'd have them all, but not usual.
I've been made to do impressions of my fellow Avengers. I think everyone does an impression of Christopher Walken because he's such an easy kind of. You know, I feel like what this show needs is more cowbell. It depends on what you like me to say.
I like his own Wilson better.
There's no punctuation. Anything that comes out of my mouth. I like that.
That's okay. I like the Owen Wilson better, though.
I know whole pages of heat.
You surprised me.
So there's the scene in the middle of the film, which you'll be familiar with. You were there.
You were there.
The one person you don't need to explain it to.
He remembers.
You're very good in this.
He remembers. Yeah. There's a scene in the middle of the film, which is because Al Pacino and Robert De Niro. Sorry about this.
Don't worry.
They're separated.
I'd be nervous.
Thriller. They're separated for the entire film, and they meet twice, once at the end and once in the middle. And it takes place at a restaurant in LA. It's a great scene. It's one of the great pieces of screen acting you can hope to watch. There it is. There's a picture of it. It's like it's a mutual recognition of each other. Anyway, so there's a bit where they sit and have coffee and have tea and talk about stuff. I'm going on. I apologize. Anyway, so Al Pacino at one point, Al Pacino says this. He goes, so.
Okay, he's good at that already, I can tell. Just that alone, it's good.
We're sitting here like a couple of regular fellas. I mean, you do what you do. I do what I gotta do. If I'm there and I gotta put you away, I won't like it. But if it's between you and some poor bastard whose wife you're gonna turn into a widow, brother, you are going down.
That's good. That's really good. Okay. That one and the Owen Wilson might be tied.
And then Michael Mann cuts back to the esteemed gentleman at the end of the sofa.
Oh, the mouth. He's got the mannerisms down.
What if you do got me boxed in? I'm not gonna put you down. Moving face to face. Yeah. But I will not hesitate. Not for a second. That's my...
Very good overall, though. I didn't like his voice as much on De Niro, but the mannerisms were, like, perfect.
This is so meta. I feel like I've gone into it.
But I will say, honestly, like, I watched Loki. I haven't seen the new season, so, you know, no spoilers and all that. But I love him. I had seen, obviously, Loki in the Thor movies, and then I watched the season 1, premiere of the show. And yeah, I haven't seen interviews with him. He's a very laid back kind of guy. I like him. He's nice.
You're playing all these parts.
Yes, I apologize.
No, that's great.
Yeah, I did an impression of Ken Branagh.
That was my favorite scene in the
Was
movie.
it your favorite scene?
Yeah.
It's a
Still?
great scene.
Yeah.
Still.
No, but my
See,
favorite
Graham's
scene
good
was
too.
written
Graham's very
before,
good.
Not because of doing it, but my favorite scene written in the film. You know that.
It's a great piece of writing.
Yeah,
It feels like it plays in two singles in a way. Like And it's like the most beautiful game of tennis.
Did you each do lots of takes? Did you do lots of takes? I forget how many takes we did. I don't think we did more than 5 to 8 or 9 at the most. Maybe less.
Seems like a lot, though.
And you talk about your dreams and you talk about your life. It's so great. It's so great. There's another bit where you go.
You know what this reminds me of? Kind of actually.
Pacino says.
This kind of reminds me of when Chris Farley on SNL used to be like the "Do you remember" guy or something like that, and he'd have on like Paul McCartney, and he'd be like, "You remember when you were in the Beatles?" And he's like, "Yeah, I remember that." Like you would ask him those kind of questions, and similar to that to me, or maybe not all, but to me, it's what it reminded me of.
So you never wanted a regular type life, and. Bob, may I call you Bob?
Yeah. I think at this point...
Says, what's that, barbecues and ball games? Yeah.
This Pacino's so good.
Amelia, obviously your mother loves you because you're her daughter.
Yeah.
But
My heart.
she
I
is
love her.
actually a sort of a fan as well.
No, it's not quite that. It's no, she is. Oh goodness, right.
She's
yes,
so delightful. I love her.
My
Oh my God. Okay, so this is a show I'd want, and so again, I'm still getting new to this kind of reacting. I don't usually do this, so guys, bear with me. But I do want to find ways, if I can, to do more from episodes as I get there. Right now, I'm just doing highlights to kind of get familiarize myself with it. But as we go on, you know, I want to kind of jump into maybe longer parts of full episodes, because this right here, oh my God, I would be all about it.
One day, my mum came to set on the Star Wars set, and I was getting this thing called Cyberscanned, which is where you stand in this kind of loads of cameras, and they kind of take your form and put you into a computer and make a toy or some sort of merchandise, or your face on a cushion. And so I go off and do this, and I come back, and Mum's like, I've made a great friend. And I'm like, brilliant, it's lovely, excellent. And she's like, it's the merchandise, you know, director of all of Star Wars or something. And I'm like, wow, that's very impressive. And then, before I know it, what comes in the post is loads of cushions with my face on it. So my own mum she gets to see it a fair amount, you know.
Oh my God.
But apparently it's not enough. So I was kind of blown away at how much merchandise there is.
Yes,
it's
but
really,
also,
and it's not even, I mean, it's just the beginning. It was like the pre-merchandise. Not even the real stuff is out yet, and my mum has all of it. But doesn't know about the doll yet, so we'll
also, this is so weird. I don't know, is this in your flat or her house?
Oh, God,
this
no.
room?
Right, okay, so basically, she thought it'd be really funny if I came home and it was everywhere in my room.
Okay, so this is Amelia's actual bedroom.
Well,
Lovely.
it's like a joke, and then...
Could be worse.
Oh, and then, oh my goodness, and we found the photo, but it's not like that now. There is another reason why I'm single.
Take a first
Sure,
date back
Amelia.
to that.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Come on in. I just did this whole thing once. I don't have a CV, I just have a bedroom.
But this is cool, though. So your mother, a big fan,
Yeah.
but Brad Pitt, also a very big fan.
That was the best night of my life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tell the story quickly. Tell the story quickly.
Was there an Amelia duvet situation?
Yeah, there's a duvet.
We're all ears.
Sheets, slippers. No, yeah, there was this auction thing that happened, and they called me and said, "Would you, do you want to auction something off, like maybe sort of an experience watching the show with you or something?" And I was like, "Okay, it's lovely, it's great for charity.
Yeah.
It'll be for some, something,
yeah,
and it'll be fine." Anyway, so I get there, and it's basically it'll be a good thing. I get there, and it's basically like this. It's basically it's the Oscars. Like, there's so many celebrities in this room, and I suddenly remember that I said that I would auction something off. And so the fear grows. So I was petrified, absolutely petrified. And then the person whose table I was on is a friend, and he was being very kind and kind of put the paddle up, and I was like, thanks very much. That's very sweet. That'll be that. And then someone else's paddle went up across the other side of the room, and I didn't really know. And then suddenly it was sort of becoming a bit of money, and I was kind of thinking, oh, this is absolutely mental. And someone went, it's Brad Pitt. And I was like, lol, sure. Yeah, exactly. And I look over to the room, and he's got his paddle up.
Brad's paddle.
Brad's paddle.
Brad's paddle.
No, not quite. Well, it didn't work out because the person who was my friend, I think it was probably all set up. The person who was my friend ended up, doing the highest bid. But but yeah, I just kind of looked over with just the most insane emoji heart eyes, being like, "This is just the greatest moment."
Oh my God, that's the end already? Well, I'm sure it'll come as no surprise that I love the Graham Norton show. You guys, once again, were right. I will tell you why I like his show, though. I kind of mentioned this in the last video. It's amazing to me, and it was even more apparent in this one, it's amazing to me the collection of celebrities he gets in each episode. I see this sofa full of heavy hitters, and I think, so many shows would be thrilled to get just one of them. And he consistently gets, like, collections of them. I know sometimes they're working on movies, like I said, and they're making an appearance as part of like press, but oftentimes it's just like the A-listers just hanging out, having drinks, which I feel like is the second thing he does right, the drinks. So yeah, first, kudos to his booking person on his show that brings all them in. Second, kudos to the liquor services they provide there at the Graham Norton Show, because him included, it's just more fun when you're having drinks if that is something that you like to partake in. So I do feel like that contributes to the quality of the fun as well. But yeah, I was kind of glad there were no, Ms. Miriam episodes crossing over with this one, because that compilation I got, audio issues aside, sorry again about that, but I was kind of glad that there weren't any repeats. So thanks for kind of going in with me on that. But like I said, I skimmed it earlier. I didn't really see anything, so I thought we'd be fine, but you just, you never know. I do want to watch more of her. You guys made great recommendations of other actors based on the last video. I know you'll probably do the same with this one, so I certainly appreciate that, in advance. Right now, I just want to get my feet wet with Mr. Graham and see where this goes. Watch a few more of these Try Not to Laughs. I think that'd be a lot of fun, but you guys let me know if that's something you're into or want to see more of. So if you liked the video, found value, and I certainly would appreciate a thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos like this, we would love to have you subscribe to the channel. That way you'll know every time a video is uploaded. Just be sure to click the notification bell. But more than anything, I certainly appreciate you guys spending some time with me today, watching this quality show and having a few laughs. I hope you have a great rest of the day / night, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.
I love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want, and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no, I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble.